England's thrilling victory over the All Blacks wasn't just about the 80 minutes of gameplay. The psychological battle began even before the first whistle, with a cleverly orchestrated response to the iconic Haka and a mastermind behind it, none other than Jamie George, who decided it was time to bring back a bit of 2019 magic to Twickenham. You see, for the first time in 13 long years, England secured a home win against New Zealand. It was a monumental occasion, and the tone was set by a unique formation during the Haka. Initially, the English players lined up as usual, but then they fluidly broke out into a V shape. This wasn't just a random arrangement, it was a deliberate statement. George revealed he took inspiration from England's famous 2019 World Cup semi-final win, where a similar V-shaped response preceded a stunning performance that knocked the All Blacks out of the tournament. Mako Vunipola admitted back then, "We knew it would rile them up, and while it resulted in a small fine for crossing the halfway line, the psychological edge was priceless." This time, however, England stayed perfectly within their half. The 2025 version had its own special symbolism. At one end of the V stood Jamie George, the oldest and most experienced player in the squad. At the other end, Henry Pollock, the youngest. Right at the point of the V, spearheading the formation, was Captain Mauro Itoje. George explained the thinking. The theory was that the oldest would be on one side, the youngest would be on the other. Now, if you know anything about Henry Pollock, you know he has a bit of a reputation for getting under the skin of his opponents. George even joked about it, saying, "We were quite reluctant to give it to Henry because we weren't sure what he was going to get up to." And Pollock didn't disappoint as the All Blacks performed their powerful war dance. Cameras caught Pollock staring them down, even licking his lips in anticipation. It was a moment of pure, unfiltered confidence. George admitted they were conscious of the risk of poking the bear. The All Blacks are known for using any perceived disrespect as fuel. He even wondered if it might escalate, referencing the infamous 1997 incident where Richard Cockerill went nose-to-nose with Norm Hewitt. But this time, the tension was perfectly managed. In fact, it was the All Blacks who edged closer to England's formation, creating an electrifying, old-school standoff. So, why do it? Why risk angering one of the most formidable teams in World Rugby? For George, it was about connection. He said, "We speak a lot about the connection with our fans and making match days at Allianz a really fun and special thing to come to." He wanted to create a moment, a spectacle that the Twickenham crowd would remember. He pitched the idea to Captain Mauro Itoje and Coach Steve Borthwick. He recalled, "I had an idea and I thought, why not? I quite liked the idea, so they got on board with it." Apparently, Mero's only condition was that they didn't have to do too many rehearsals for it. They wanted it to feel natural, not overly choreographed. The plan worked to perfection. The crowd was electric, and the players were visibly fired up. George emphasized that a grand gesture like this means nothing without the performance to back it up. A response like that is great, but then backing it up with the performance was the most important thing, he said. And back it up they did, delivering a historic victory that will be talked about for years. In the aftermath of the win, George urged his teammates to soak it all in. He reminded them that they had just become only the 9th England side in history. To defeat the All Blacks, be present, enjoy it. This is history. This is a big win, he told them. He drew parallels to the legendary 2012 victory, another rare win against New Zealand. People still talk about 2012. People still talk about Monu in 2012. People still remember Brad Barrett's try in the corner in 2012. He wanted his team to create their own legendary stories. George's message was clear. Creating memories for the fans is what it is all about, hopefully. Now we're giving the fans, the 82,000 fans that came here, the millions of fans who watched it on TV an opportunity to speak about us. Like, why would we not celebrate that? Why would you not have a really good time together? From the oldest to the youngest, England stood united, creating a moment of defiance and belief that translated into one of their greatest victories. It was a masterstroke of psychological warfare, a tribute to past glories, and a statement of intent for the future. What an incredible day for English rugby. Thanks for watching. What did you think of England's Haka response? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more rugby analysis. See you next time.